Hello, my name is David Webb, and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's me to go first. I have 5 vowels. I don't have a bingo. And I'm wondering if oleic is good. That would score well. And, well, it would leave me with 2 vowels, which isn't great. But they're 2 good vowels in the A and the E, and 20 points is a reasonable amount. And this looks promising. I don't think I have a 7-letter bingo. I'm looking at the L and the C to see if I have anything through either of those, and they both look like there ought to be one. Oh, I think I do have a 7. I have a niobate, but there's also niobate, botanies, botanize, and obescent, which play through the S of meconins. I need to consider the M and the N of meconins to see if I can play a double-double. So firstly, do I have a bingo through the M? This is a really good set of tiles I have. Well, I can't see one through the M. What about the N? No, I can't see one through the N. I don't have one through the I of oleic, which would also be a double-double. And the next highest spot to consider would be through the C of oleic. And, well, I think there may be one there, but I'm struggling to see it. Fortunately, I do have obescent, and I'm minded to play it. So that's 70 points. And I've just blocked huskiest. Wow, storming start by my opponent. That's two bingos. He's got a 40-point lead, which isn't too bad, but it feels like you're on the end of an onslaught when you get 2 bingos as the 2 opening moves of a game. Just looking around for the floaters. There's the O and the B of obescent and the G of year long. I don't think I do have a bingo. The K and the U don't help. Huskiest stood out, but it stood out alone. Nothing else came to mind. Well, I've got good letters in the K and the H, good scoring tiles, so I now need to consider how I can use them to good effect. I could play KHI at M3 for 29 points. That's not bad. It retains the U, and it would be good to play that. But there aren't very many words with the K and the U. I don't mind retaining the H, but I do want to play off the K and the U. So I'm just considering if I do have the opportunity to play the K and the U. Well, EUK is good. So I could play that at K10 for only 20 points. And I'm playing off the E, which is a good tile, whereas KHI retains it. Well, hunk is good. And I think thunk is good. Let's just see what this scores. $34 points, that's a big score, and EIS is not bad. I have arrow ties. And I'm not sure if that plays anywhere. And arrow ties doesn't have any anagrams. I was just seeing if it played from M1 across, and it nearly does. It just fails in the final tile. I'm looking at row I. I would have serotine, but LE is not good. In row G I would have esoteric, but YI is not good. I need to consider what there is through an M. This is a really good set of letters, so there could well be something to play on this board. So through the M, what is that? Tiresome. And that plays. Great. Is that the best that's available? It will get doubled. It doesn't open up anything amazing for my opponent. Playing through the T of thunk would not be doubled, so I don't need to consider that. Playing down from the G of year long likewise would score a lot less than tiresome. Good, well, it'll be interesting to see later what other opportunities were available. I suspect this is not the only bingo. So tiresome 77 points. And I'm now 31 points in front, but it is my opponent on turn, so we're fairly neck and neck. I don't have a bingo. I have 3 high-scoring clunky tiles in the B, W and P, so I will be looking to play off 2 of those. I don't think I'm going to be able to play off all 3, and the 2 I wish to play are the B and the W, because they are the least bingo-y of the 3. Now I could play WAB at M2, 28 points. What else is there? This is quite an open board. There are many spots where I can score. Blore is good, and that would leave PEN, and it would split up the L and N combination, which isn't great. And Blore plays at M3. That's nice, making Chew, Ober and Joel. I could play WAP at D12 for 30 points. So there are definitely opportunities on this board. But Blore looks the best. There is a hot spot in row D beginning at D1. Okay, well my opponent takes out my Blore spot and scores 30 points, so there's only 1 point between us now. I could play Poor at D3. My priority is playing off the W. I'd rather play off the B with the W, but there's not a huge difference between the B and the P. They both have bingo potential. So what I'm thinking about is paw across here. 29 points. It's not great. Not great at all. But it is better than WAP, which uses the same tiles at D12, because WAP opens up an easy scoring opportunity for my opponent in column 15. What I don't like about paw is the rack leave. The B isn't great, and the LN combination isn't great, and the BLN combination isn't great. So, is there something better? Let's try this whizzy trick of clicking on the clock to return the tiles. So 29 points is what I want to beat. Now there is that spot beginning D1, so if I could have a word which began BE, well, any of the high scoring tiles. So whale would go 30 points, but that's leaving BMP. That's not better than paw. So is there anywhere for my blaw move? I feel uneasy about playing paw. I have the feeling that it's significantly suboptimal. I don't know why I have that feeling, I just do. I think there's something on this board. Well, P bar is good. Now, the rack leave isn't, but let's just see what the score is. 32 points. And it also plays in this spot for 30 points. Nope. Gosh, how annoying. Maybe there isn't anything hugely better than paw, I just think there is. Well, there's nothing in and around Joe, so I can exclude that. So really it is above tiresome where I think the opportunities lie. Let's just see what WAB scores across here. P and L do have some synergy, but that's too big a point sacrifice. So I'm going to go with paw. There, it's done. Wow, I have blender. That was a little unexpected. I'm not sure there's anywhere to play it. The board from being wide open is now fairly tight. Blender has the anagram reblend. That doesn't go. My opponent uses a blank. He scores 56 points. And he also places the Z in row A, which should represent a scoring opportunity for me. I need to, I have line bread. I have line bread. I just saw Rendable and was about to check if that played, and it occurred to me that line bread is an anagram of Rendable. It's quite an unusual word. Rendable certainly doesn't play. I think line bread takes an S, but I'm not sure. But certainly playing line bread for 67 is better than playing through the Z unless I have a bingo through the Z, and I don't think I do. Well, quite good racks tonight. Don't have a bingo. Through an L I would have Hidalgos. I've only got a 40-point lead at this stage. My opponent has been scoring extremely well. There's been a lot of bingos in this game and other high-scoring plays. Zoo for 36, okay. Great, well that leaves the Z free. What do I have through that Z? Ghazi doesn't reach the triple. I could play DZHOS for over 50 points, which is pretty good. It uses the S, but the S is there to contribute to big scores, and the 50-point plus play is certainly big. I could play Azido for 45 points. So let me recheck the exact score of Zoes. 54. And Azoid 45. 9-point difference. Is the S worth 9 points? My rule of thumb is that it's 8 points. But there are only 2 S's left. And I think the value of the S is partly going to depend on whether Linebread takes an S. I've been waiting for inspiration on that, and it hasn't come to me. I'm tempted to play Azido and try Linebreads. I think Linebreads is good. But is there something better than Azido? Something which uses the H or the G? I'm mindful of the time. I've got less than 6 minutes left and there are still 26 tiles in the bag, so I am a little short on time. So Zos would leave me with GIA. There are a lot of A's and I's in the bag. Okay. So I'm going to play Azido. G and H have a little bit of synergy. Ooh, not so great. Fortunately, I have the I to go with the Q. And there are places to play Chi. I draw a 5-point penalty, which is good. So I've got a 55-point lead at the moment. And although the board has openings on it, there are no, there's a whole bunch of them. It's not as if there's one good opening which my opponent could score well, and then the board would be tight. The whole board has a degree of tightness and a degree of openness about it. So it should be possible to carry on scoring. So where can I play Chi? I can play it at N2. For 26 points. I'm leaving myself with 5 consonants. So what's the best thing to do? I've got less than 5 minutes, so I don't have very long to dwell on this. There are 2 U's unseen, there's the blank unseen, there's 2 I's unseen. So if there was a big score available with some of my other tiles, it may be worth keeping the Q. I can't see a place to play the Q for more than about 20 points, and any such place opens up opportunities for my opponent. So 19 tiles in the bag. Where can I play my other tiles. Nothing goes in front of PI at C3. I'd quite like to retain, if I'm keeping the Q, I'd like to keep the I, so I'm really looking for opportunities to play off only consonants. And there may not be too many opportunities to do that. Okay, the time is getting really low. I'm going to have to play QI. I could play QIS across here. That's actually quite good. It's a good score. It plays off a consonant and it reduces the row O opportunities, and it's 39 points. Jolly good. I draw a vowel. As long as I have a vowel, I ought to be able to carry on scoring. I've got just over 3 minutes. I am very short on time. Just looking at the triple letter square at N10. I can place my R there, but none of my high scoring tiles. So there aren't many opportunities. I've got column 13 through the E of line bread. Now why didn't I play cheese and line breads? 48 points. Okay, well that may, if line breads is good, and then that will be an error. So I could play hedge at I13 down. I don't think perfed is good, although it might be. Herbed, so I don't have a B. 13 tiles left. This keeps FPR, which are scoring tiles, so if I pick a vowel I ought to be able to keep scoring. I draw the blank. I have no vowels at all. There are 9 tiles left and they're quite bingo-y tiles. But there aren't many bingo lanes open. I'd like to just keep playing off these consonants and scoring well, but that's going to be tricky. It makes a big difference having no vowels from having one. And the available vowel in hedge has no scoring potential. I could just play few, but that's only 9 points. And it's keeping the V. And another vowel is at D4. So I could play warp, but again, very few points. And I'd like to play off 3 consonants if possible, in order to avoid having another rack of only consonants. But I think that's going to be tough. Just looking around to see what else is available. I think line breads is good, but that feeling is only increased when one doesn't try it. Clearly if it's not good, then it was very wise not to play there. Few at M12 would stop my opponent bingoing with by pluralizing line bread. I need to really look around at the available vowels, and it's not easy. Okay, oh well, that's fabulous. That is fabulous. No, even better. Well, my opponent's a little unlucky. He obviously had a huge number of vowels. But he's enabled me to score 42 points. 4 tiles left. That's perfect because I'm playing off 3, leaving 1 in the bag. So, I have 2 minutes left. I have an 80-point lead. My opponent may score 80 points, though, in row O. So do I have a bingo? Okay, he's got 73 points, so he is now 5 points behind. He's got an S, so he can score probably about 10 points. He's 5 points behind. I need to score well. That's going to be difficult. Okay, so I could play Parley across here. Not sure if this is going to score a great deal. 33 points, that would be 38, that may be enough. Ugh, so I didn't mean Parley. Let's use my blank. Party, 31 points. I lose 10 on countbacks, 21 points. Wow, this is close. This is close. Is there a better spot? Okay, I'll be better off playing my F instead of my P. Gosh, I can't see a word with the F in exactly that spot. That's a shame. Well, I think I have run out of time. Well, how nerve-wracking. That may be a winning move, it may not be. My opponent has 12 minutes to find the best place to put his S. I am 36 points ahead. I have 5 points on my rack. So take 10 off. He needs to score 26 to draw. I don't think he can do that. Don't think he can. My opponent could have scored slightly more by placing out earn 1 square to the right, making AR and UN, but I don't think that would have been enough for him. Well, I'm surprised Party scored as many points as it did. It's possible that was the best place on the board, but I suspect there was a higher scoring move using the F. So I'm just taking care not to overlook my opponent when he plays his S. I've got 16 seconds to click pass. He can score 12 by pluralizing out earn. 12 by pluralizing line bread. Year long doesn't take an S. I'm not sure there's very much else available for my opponent, so I don't think he is going to overturn my lead. Okay, he's played out earns. I click pass to end the game. And the final score was 468 to my opponent and 482 to me. So a win by 14 points. So a really exciting, high-scoring game. Let's see what I missed. It was me to go first. Iliac, Oliek. Well, I think Oliek is better. Now, there were only the bingos through the S of Meekanins. I thought there would be others, and there weren't. Kue, that's a lovely word, and yeah, that would have been, well, that's actually very close to thunk. EIS, even though it's vowel heavy, is quite a good rackley, so there's not very much between Kue and thunk. Tiresome and ergotize. I didn't consider ergotize. That would have been a good overlap of 3 of the tiles from thunk, but tiresome is better. Now I could have played few at D12, keeping BLAN and WAP. Actually, none of those moves are significantly better than poor, so poor is fine. Line bread was the only bingo. Zoes for 54, I considered that, didn't play it. Azido for 45, I think is better. And J2, oh, making Joe, very nice, 43 points. Yeah, that's certainly better than the spot where I played it. It's 4 points better, and it's less dangerous. It looks like, from the results being shown there, that Linebread does not take an S, so that was an excellent decision not to play that. But QIS would have been better in front of Joe rather than after it. This is when my rack started to get bad. Hedger, well, Hedger would not have been good because it would have opened up the triple lane in row O, but pegged would have been, it would have retained 2 tiles rather than 3, and it scores 4 points more. This is when my opponent was pretty unlucky because I had a terrible rack and he enabled me to play Vrow. Let's just see what was best here for my opponent. He could have got 6 more points by placing out urn 1 place to the right. So, what did I have? I had Pulpify. Wow, through PI. Okay, that's pretty good. That would have been 40 points. Pupillary, Happily. Okay. So there were a number of high-scoring plays, and Farsi was the word I was looking for at F1, the word with an F in it rather than a P. But Party for 31 is winning enough. And my opponent could have scored 16 rather than 12, but it wouldn't have been enough. So that was a great game. That's quite a good advertisement for why people like me who enjoy Scrabble, why they enjoy it. It's the opportunity to play lots of great words and have a high scoring game. So I hope you enjoyed watching that. My name's David Webb. This has been a video for Dweebovision.